Hey guys, so my name's Danielle and usually I do videos talking about my eyesight condition, my hearing loss, the challenges I face, what it's like to have it, but today's video is going to be about fitting in. I don't know why it took me so long to say that word. Oh my god, my brain's just not working today. So, fitting in. The reason why I want to talk about this is because it has been such a long journey and I know people find it so hard to fit in and the struggle is real. So I'm going to share my story and hopefully I can share with you guys what it's like to try and fit in, and really guys, you will be able to fit in anywhere. It just sometimes it takes a long time to do it. It took me forever. So I'm gonna start at the beginning. I'm gonna stop this intro thing. The intros and me just do not work. So in primary school, now I'm not sure whether that is preschool in America or what, but primary school, I did fit in. I was in a PHU, which is a partial hearing unit, and basically what that is it's a classroom for people who are hard of hearing, and you get more one-on-one with teachers and you learn how to do your speech properly and stuff like that. So I fitted in really well there, and I had a really good few years in that school. I had a lot of memories, and I think it was just because, you know, you were with people that had hearing problems. And so yeah, focus. Really? I am so fed up with the focus thing. I'm not even gonna try and cut that out. So outside of primary school, I did not fit in. A lot of my friends in primary school at the time, they all knew how to sign language. I did not. And I tried to join, I think it was called the Deaf Club, and they had shunned me because I didn't know sign language. So they felt because I didn't know how to do it, that there was absolutely no point in me going there to socialise, to join groups, to do activities, because I didn't know how to sign language. So yeah, that was pretty hurtful even back then as a kid. In high school, I didn't really fit in. I was very quiet in high school. I think I was just more the type of person that would sit back and watch everybody talk rather than actually join in. I had a really tough time making friends, and I think it was because I went from, you know, being in primary school where everybody was hard of hearing and you knew, you know, you could understand people, to jumping into an all hearing school where everything was new and, you know, the noises were new, because in primary school the walls were actually soundproof, so you didn't even hear outside noises, where in high school everything was so loud and weird and new and I just sort of step back and let everybody do their thing. So I definitely did not fit in high school, but I did make friends and I do have a few good memories. It was also a really confusing time for me because that's when I found out I was bi, and that's short for bisexual. So I was lucky in high school, I like to say, because I wasn't bullied for that. It was just a really confusing time because I was actually going out with a boy and I was going out with a girl at the same time, and so I had a lot of confusing years. But that is a completely, that is a story on its own. So I didn't really fit in high school. The toughest years of my life was after high school. I tried to go to college. I done business studies. I gave it up after 2 weeks. I couldn't make friends. I couldn't, I was going through such a tough time anyway. I just couldn't make friends. I couldn't stick with it. So I gave it up. I done animal care. I done childcare. You know, there was a lot of years that I was trying to discover who I was, because when you leave high school, you're kind of pressured into, you need to find something that you love and you need to find it now. You need to find a job. You need to do your education, and it was just so much for me to handle. So in between that, I was hanging around my little town. And in this town, there was like groups of people. And there would be punks in one end of the town, there would be goths, and then there would be skateboarders, and then there would be emos, and everybody had their own little group. And I'm not even kidding, guys. I went to every single one of them groups, and I didn't fit in. The reason that I just found I find it really hard to fit in is because I was just struggling with a lot of things at once, and I wish I could tell you guys exactly what was going on, but it's a hard story to tell. But I also had a hard time connecting with people, and I had a hard time making friends. And the reason that I had a hard time making friends was because of the incident that happened when I was trying to make friends. So a lot of rumors started about me, and to be honest, I don't even remember the rumors themselves. All I can remember is I think it was about boys or something stupid, and so these bullies made my life a living hell. I was, you know, people swung for me every time I went into the town. I think we used to hang out every Friday or every Saturday. And people would swing for me, people would put me in the middle of a fight, people would, you know, make me feel awkward. If I was sitting with a group of people, they would make me feel deliberately awkward and that I really didn't belong there. It was almost like they were hinting, you know, just go away. So if you can imagine, like, that was horrible. So one day, instead of Facebook, we had Vampire Freaks, and I'm pretty sure some of you are going to know what Vampire Freaks was. But it was pretty much a Facebook, and I got a private message one day, and the person who sent me this private message, I knew of him, but I don't think I actually ever met him. I think I'd seen him a couple of times with the bullies, but I never actually talked to him or had anything really to do with him. And in this message, and this is such a hard thing to think about, this message I remember so vividly that I can remember how it was written out. I can remember it being, if you imagine, like, it was double spaced, so each word would have a double space between it. And I even remember looking back at it, and it reminded me of, you know, in movies where they like these cheesy horror movies where they like take letters out of a magazine and they stick it to a piece of paper to try and make up a sentence. It was kind of like that. And in this private message was, if you do not come into this city at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, you were going to face 6 things. And each thing that was listed had a description under it. And to be honest, I only know 3 of them because I blanked most of them out, and I'm actually surprised I still hold on to these 3 things to this day. The first one was you were going to face the 6 bitches. And basically what it meant was that I was going to get beat up by 6 girls. The second one was the plastic bag, which was that I was going to be suffocated. And the last one I remember, which was the knife, and that was that I was going to get stabbed. And I just remember the feeling of when I got that email, that private message on Vampire Freaks, and I never felt more alone. And I still carry that feeling with me to this day. It was probably one of the most cruelest things I have ever had done to me my entire life. I mean, I've had some horrific things done to me, but that letter emotionally scarred me, and I still carry it around in my head even now. So I stopped going into the town. Obviously I didn't go in that day that they told me I had to be in. I lost contact with all my friends that I did make. I just completely cut myself off. So a couple of years later, I was the legal drinking age, and I started to hang around bars. I started drinking really heavily and became an alcoholic. And I was still going through this emotional roller coaster of not trusting anybody anymore. So after I got that message, I did not trust anyone. And even when I was hanging about the bars, and even though I was meeting up with friends, I still didn't feel like I fitted in, and I really did not trust anyone. So after I hit rock bottom with my drinking, I think I was arrested 3 times. I stopped drinking, but I stopped going out. And in 2014, I was diagnosed with RP. And RP is the eyesight condition that leaves me blind. So that was my complete rock bottom. I really didn't believe that I could fit in anywhere, that I was gonna be a girl that was gonna be blind, and that I couldn't do anything. I really did feel that I was at my rock bottom, and I really truly believed that I was gonna disappear. It was just something that was gonna happen, and there was nothing could be done about it. So I started to watch TV, as everybody does, and it was the only thing getting me through the day. And I fell in love with a TV show called RuPaul's Drag Race. Everybody that knows me knows I love this show. And this show has helped me so much because it is 13 of amazing drag queens that compete for $100,000. They compete for prizes. But you get to see a little glimpse of their life and their stories, and you also get to see their talent. And it's an amazing show because it really opens your world, and it shows you things that you never thought you'd see, and it's an amazing show. I really cannot say anything better about it. It just taught me everything. I mean, it's gonna sound so cheesy, but I learned how to let things roll off like water off a duck's back from James Monsoon. Things that were so simple, I learned from that show. I'm trying to wait for this to focus. And with Shine Needles, I learned when in doubt, freak them out. And the reason I think I fell in love with Shine Needles so much is because I was able to relate to her a lot. I was able to relate to her music. I was able to relate to her style. And that show brought a new lease of life in me. And I think because I had been through so much and I had a hard time fitting in, I finally felt like I had somewhere to fit in. And so I decided to make Shine Needles in Dublin, and that's when I met Aaron Cody, who is Shine Needles. And he was absolutely amazing to me, and he was so nice. And I think for the first time in my life, I really did feel like I fitted in. And it was such a weird feeling because you watch someone on TV, you really don't know who you're going to meet off the TV. Sharon just was someone that I couldn't believe that this person was so nice to me, and Sharon definitely made me feel special. And it's so hard to explain how I felt in the moment, and that's why it's taken me so long to even make this video talking about it in this way, because I find it really hard to put pieces together. And so after I met Aaron in Dublin, I decided that I was going to travel. I was sick of sitting in the house all day. I was sick of just being alone and not living life. So I went to Manchester on my own, on a flight. Everything was just so new. I met amazing people. I was able to talk to people who were into the show. I met an amazing friend from that one night. And even on Instagram, like a lot of us added each other on Instagram because we all got to see each other that night. And even if we don't talk, like, I think you are absolutely beautiful. Some of the people that I met that night or that I seen that night, we still connect with each other. And I think it's amazing that RuPaul's Drag Race definitely brings people together. So I went to that show. I met amazing people. I met Sharon again. And I wanted more, so I decided that I was going to go to London, which was the 8th of March. And today is, I think, let me get my phone, I don't even know what day it is today, the 21st of March. And that's when everything just crashed. I went to London and I was riddled with anxiety. The reason I was riddled with anxiety is because a lot of people misunderstand me, and they misunderstand why I took such a huge interest in RuPaul's Drag Race. Some family members told me that if I was to socialise with drag queens, if I socialised with gay people, that I was no longer allowed to be part of their life. I had friends tell me the same thing. Now, these aren't friends anymore, but they were friends at the time. I had strangers tell me, you know, what is the point in you liking drag shows? You know, it's not a thing. It's not something that you should be happy about. I had a lot of abuse from November to now. And so when I went to London, I was just completely riddled with anxiety. I couldn't contain my emotions, and it just, I can remember bits of that night. I got to the event, and Club Kids event organisers are amazing. Like, they made me feel really comfortable. They actually let my mum into the meet and greet because she was my carer that night, even though she had a standard ticket. Like, they were really, really nice. I remember that. I remember also the meet and greet. Like, I remember meeting Sharon, but I can barely remember some of the things that she said. I also talked to Chad after I met Sharon to say, I think I was showing him the little gift that I made him, which is the little Ouija board thing. But I was so riddled with anxiety that I doubted, you know, is this something that I belong in? Do I actually even belong here? Do I fit in? So I went home. I didn't even stay for the event that night because I was that devastated, and that I was so riddled with anxiety because all I could process was people saying the same things over to me again, which is, this isn't where you belong, or that if you do this, then you're not allowed to socialise with me again. And I was just so overwhelmed with the emotions that I didn't even get to stay for that event. And one of my goals is to see Sharon perform Call Me on the Ouija board. It is my goal of mine, and I still haven't done it. And it just broke my heart in so many different ways. So I got home and I was miserable. I was so emotional over the whole thing. Oh dear. So after the London show, I was just completely devastated. I was devastated that people had judged me so harshly on my love for drag queens, and so I really did believe that I just didn't fit in. A lot of people have questions, and I think I'm going to answer a few of them here. So some people's questions are really, really genuine. Some people just want to know, what is it I love about drag queens? What I love about drag queens is that they are amazingly talented. They're just amazing hard workers. They're inspirational, and with RuPaul's Drag Race, you get to see their stories and you get to see their talent, and it's just, you get to connect with them. And I don't know, I just have so much love and respect for that. A lot of people have questioned as to why I want to, you know, specifically this year, go to as many shows as possible. Some people have been pretty harsh with that, where they're saying, you know, this is a waste of time. Like, why would you want to waste time going to all these events? Surely you could find something better to do. This is what I love doing. I'm happy in the moment when I go to these shows. I get to meet the people that I absolutely love and adore. I get to see them perform doing what they do best. And it sucks that I am judged so harshly over it. Why do I want to do it this year? The only answer I have for that is because of my eyesight condition, and because I'm losing my eyesight. I have this constant stress of worrying that the next show that I see is going to be my last, because I have a lot of problems going on with my eyesight, and I have operations that I have to get done, and this year I wanted to just make sure I stay in as many shows as possible, because some of the operations that I'll be getting, they're really risky. They are so risky, and I'm terrified that something's gonna go wrong and I'll not enjoy a show. I'm terrified of that. So really, the end of this video, I just want to say to you guys that if you find happiness, no matter where it is, you cherish them moments that you have with the thing that makes you happy. You can find happiness in the weirdest places, and you can find happiness anywhere. It might take a long time before you find that happiness, which is why I'm telling you that you need to cherish it, and do not let anyone judge you for it. What I've learned over the past few weeks is screw everybody else. I have been finding it so hard to fit in my whole life, and now that I found somewhere I feel like I can fit in, I'm just going to enjoy it. Whether people think I belong there or not, I'm going to enjoy it. I hope that this gives you a better understanding of why I may post up a video of Bianca Del Rio, or I'll post up pictures of me and Sharon Needles. It's just something that I love and I'm enjoying, and I want to share it with you guys. And for those of you who have supported me, I cannot thank you enough. So to end this video, I really want to thank one person, and I always doubt whether or not to talk about this or whether to say certain things, because like I say, I can be a really intense person, and I can be a really forward person, but I always say I just have a lot of love to give. But I want to thank Victoria's Secret Dublin, who is an amazing drag queen in Dublin. I had actually started talking to Victoria's Secret Dublin, I think it was a couple of weeks before I met Sharon Needles, and we have been in touch since then. And all I can say, Victoria, is thank you for making me feel like I fit in, and for making me feel safe when I'm absolutely terrified. I go through a whirlwind of emotions, even when I'm going to these events and I know I'm going to enjoy them. I panic, and the person I turn to is Victoria's Secret Dublin, and I cannot thank you enough for everything you had done for me in Dublin, for the messages whenever I was going through a whirlwind of emotions in Manchester, and even recently I messaged Victoria. I mean, she is something else, and I really just wanted to give you a special thank you, because I really did feel lost. I felt confused, I felt so many emotions, and it's great to have someone that I can just blurt it out to and not feel stupid about it or not feel embarrassed by it. And I thought I would give you a thank you and love you. So for everyone else, I really would like to say, follow your dream. Do not let anybody judge you for it. And to be honest, if you are having an issue similar to mine, where you have a hard time fitting in, or you feel like people are judging you for what you do, let it roll off like water off a duck's back, because at the end of the day, these people aren't worth your time. They're not even worth your breath. You need to just go and do it. If it makes you happy, do it. Follow your dream. Be happy about it and cherish every moment you have, because we don't have forever in this world, and we need to make the most out of everything. So I'm going to make this video and right now, because I've talked way too much, but I hope you enjoyed the story. Love you. Bye.